I'm here because the Lincoln MKZ got a redesigned facelift. Now, that white MKZ that you just saw pulling in is the old one. And now what they've basically done was they gave all the Lincolns a Jaguar grille. The back of the car, however, remains roughly the same as it was before. So that's the back of the new Lincoln MKZ. And this one has a 2.0 turbo EcoBoost engine. And right here you see the MKC. And the thing about it is, between the two of these cars, the MKC is going to be the one that actually sells better, simply because it's a crossover. A lot of these sedans now don't have the internal space to give people pretty much cargo area, leg room, head room, shoulder room. They just don't have it. When I did a test drive video of the MKC because we had actually got one in the family, and if you look through my videos, you'll see the MKC video that I did. C. You know, it's so hard to say these goddamn letters. MKC, MKX, MKS, they all sound alike. It's MKZ, MKC, it's so ridiculous. But anyway, that's how they name their cars, and that's why ultimately most of them are forgettable. And I'm waiting for the Continental to get here, and it's going to be a while before that actually happens. So anyway, as you know, I just did a review on the E-Class, which for the $60,000 that they're looking for one of those things with marginal equipment in it, with not everything, it doesn't have the super tech package P3 and all that. The MKZ is going to be overlooked by a lot of people because that E-Class is really the #1 selling luxury sedan there is, wherein the Lexus RX is the #1 selling crossover. But this is the MKZ. The base price on one of these cars, as you can see, is $38,650. They added in options that brought the cost up to $42,670. So as you can see, this one has the burgundy, it's like a wine-ish, if you can see that. It's like a burgundy wine exterior paint, and the interior is like a cashmere. The tan interiors are usually, in my opinion, they're the best. The only problem is you have to have your car detailed because they get dirty if you don't treat your car well. But that's what you're looking at. Basically, this is, let's round up. This is a $45,000 car. Okay, back seat space. This is ultimately where the problems come. It's kind of small. And the sad thing is, Hyundai's Sonata is so big inside that it pretty much makes everything else look small in this class. And it's amazing that Hyundai is turning out a product like that and nobody else can get leg and headroom right. I just find that incredible. But the thing about it is, this car is mostly unchanged. There are a few major changes inside, but not many. Mostly to the sync system. This is the door panel. As you can see, you have memory 1, memory 2 for the drivers, unlock, lock, speakers directly in the panel. That's nice. I have to say, Lincoln does make a very nice interior. It looks good. It looks better than it feels in most cases, because the problem is, and Lincoln has had this problem for a while, the problem is most people are choosing Ford Fusions over Lincolns. And there it is. There's the Sonata. You see that thing? That Sonata, even though a lot of people will talk about how badly the drive experience is, the simple fact of the matter is that car has so much space that it's kind of hard to argue with the Sonata. It's very hard to argue with it. So this is the steering wheel and the sync system. Now, as you notice, they've moved back to physical buttons, and that's once they realized that sync was a complete failure. I'm guessing that they took a look at what Uconnect Touch offered, and I'm guessing that after looking at Uconnect Touch, they decided that what they were going to do was make enough system redundancy so that if you didn't want to touch the touch screen, that you'd be able to touch the buttons, and then if you wanted to, you could speak it directly to the computer. So at least they learned their lesson. I'd like to think they learned their lesson. And then you got these cars singing to you. That's the shit that I really hate. You know, it's funny. One of my family members got one of these cars, and they actually think that shit is cool when the car is like singing to you. I think that is like so ridiculous, and they really should just take it out. It's like, dude, this is not an elevator. When I get into an elevator, the elevator can sing to me, but it just doesn't make no goddamn sense. It's just ludicrous. So anyway, this car was not equipped with the Ultra View sunroof that slides all the way back over the tail of the car. This has the regular sunroof. So one of the problems with the MKZ was, especially before they gave it this upgraded grille to make it look like a Jaguar, one of the problems was that moonroof obscured a lot of the rear vision. Now, there are some people who are so dead set on loving Lincoln that they refuse to acknowledge the fact that they can barely see out of the back of the car when that moonroof is open. But the simple fact of the matter is, pretty much any subjective or even objective reviewer has remarked on the fact that that moonroof, it obscures so much of the rear view that the main problem is it's a major selling point in the car, but it's just not very practical. So as you can see, for the majority, I'd have to say that you know, the new HVAC controls are nice. They basically tried to make this thing a lot more like a Jaguar. Now, how you feel about these panels right here? I mean, that it kind of, in my opinion, it kind of looks bland. Now, I want you to take a look at the German cars. Like I just did that E-Class review. This pad right here where your armrests, where your armrests, it's got the leather or the leatherette or the vinyl or whatever textile they use. But in most of these new German cars, they stretch this all the way forward, and they've tried to make the dash look more like this material right here. Oh, here's another one. It's interesting that so many of these white MKZs are coming in for service. I don't think that's a good thing. But anyway, not to get off topic. It's a nice simple touch panel and everything. My problem is, when could you get this in, say, the Ford Fusion and get more upgraded technology or more upgraded features in the Lincolns? Like, I shouldn't have to buy a $60,000 black label to get a nice interior design. So this is the new sync system. Look at that. This is a very, very powerful sound system, but as you know, YouTube is going to censor you if you get music in it from, you know, a third party. Oh, here's one. Here's a black one right here with the upgraded face. Upgraded face, that's nice. So, as you know, I don't want to get music in here, because if I get music in there, I'll get censored. But this is the new sync system. With the new sync system, I can't turn this up. I hate YouTube because they block you because of the music, and I'm not even using the music. I think it's fair use policy if music is played over the radio and you don't play the whole song. I don't know why the hell YouTube feels that they have to censor people just for a little bit of a clip getting in there. So I'm not gonna, I want to make money off my videos. I don't need to get blocked. So anyway, as you can see, this is the straight XM radio design. Let's go to settings and see what that looks like. This is the new sync system, and upgraded for this new Lincoln MKZ. So they have some map preferences right there. Let's go back to settings. You get some apps, mobile apps for your phone to connect directly to the car. Obviously, you can do things like starting and stopping the car with the apps if you have it equipped. We got the Sirius button right here. Sound, let's see, the TH sound systems are actually pretty good for these cars, and you know, it's really nice to have a nice powerful bass coming out of these things. That's really cool. I'm really sorry I can't demonstrate the bass because, you know, YouTube. But anyway, climate system is pretty straightforward. You push here if you're the driver, push here for the passenger. It's pretty straightforward. There's nothing groundbreaking there, but you know, it's nice to have it. This is the heated seat button right here for the driver, heated seat for the passenger, a blank button right here. I don't know what the option for that would have been, but I hate seeing blanks. This car does not have cooled seats. This car only has heated seats. That's a little bit disappointing. Phone button. Pretty much straightforward. It's straightforward for sync. So we got audio, climate, phone, nav, apps, settings. And as you know, they have the electronic starter where you push the pedal, you push engine start or stop, that turns the engine on, park, reverse, neutral, drive. And you know what's funny? They say that they've put in these electronic parking systems in order to save space. But notice that we still have a transmission tunnel right here that takes up still a decent amount of space. So if you put this here, and this is actually, I've warmed up to this. This is actually nice. The Tesla Model S should have something like this since it doesn't need the shifter right here. And I really don't like it having a Mercedes stock shifter right here. But this is actually pretty cool to have here. But there's always the little minor things that bother me, like when I really think about beta testing. Why are stability track buttons on the right side of the car? That doesn't make any sense. This is like the last button that I want my passenger to be near. Why would I want my passenger? I can understand having the hazard button right here for the passenger just in case there's an accident and the passenger is alive and the driver's not, or conscious and the driver's not. I can understand that. But why would I want the stability control button near possibly a kid that might play with it? Why would I want auto hold for, why would I want those buttons near my passenger? Now imagine you got like a little kid who just likes to play with buttons and touch buttons. I used to be that kid. Everybody used to be that kid. I don't want them touching the goddamn stability control, because what happens if I'm driving? I'm not obviously driving fast because this is only a 2-liter, but what happens if the kid pushes the button and the car skids out and hits a wall? That's not good at all. You know? Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll make a more full review of the MKZ eventually. I just haven't had the desire to do it. There's nothing exciting about the MKZ. It's like they got a 2-liter turbo in here. Why isn't the 3.5-liter EcoBoost optional? Why can't you put the MKS's engine in this thing and make a monster out of it? There are people who have the money and who would buy it. They're leasing all these damn cars anyway. It's like, I don't understand. Why don't they swing for the fences and make a product that you could be excited about? Yeah, typical glove box. It opens nice. I'm really anxious to see the Lincoln Continental, because I saw it inside the Javits Center NY International Auto Show. I mean, this is, you know, it's a nice Lincoln, but, you know, there's nothing boisterous about it. It doesn't scream. It's like, yeah, bitch, I've got fucking 400 horsepower and I can do 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. It's like, it don't say that. Why can't it say that? That's something I'd be really, really excited about. Now, this one right here is $43,470. This one has a couple more additions that the other one did not. So as you can see, there's the $1,200 charge. This one does not have the super ultra view moonroof. Night has a special edition disc package, $695 climate package. So I'm thinking that this one has the climate controlled seats. And those are the wheels. And by the way, some people have commented on my videos about the fact that they like the way that I do my reviews. Well, you see, the problem with that I've noticed with a lot of these professional reviewers, the problem that I've noticed is they can't disparage against any product. And I like being able to practice free speech. I like to be able to disparage if I want to. But the problem is they're afraid that when they get lent a vehicle, if they say the wrong thing about a vehicle, that the dealer is not going to lend them any more vehicles. Some of you may remember The Truth About Cars, TTAC.com, and they got lent a Subaru B9 Tribeca, and they made the mistake of saying that it looked like a flying vagina. And after that happened, nobody would lend them cars anymore. And now what you're dealing with is a lot of these reviewers, and nobody will lend them cars. So me, I've taken an optional and a different approach. What I do is I focus on the consumer experience and what it's like to actually buy these cars, and what it's like, what do you feel as a consumer when you come in as a consumer? That's the way I take it. Because you think about it, most of these test reviewers, they get given fully loaded cars that perform as best as they possibly can, because they usually have tires that you normally wouldn't get if you were the consumer. Like, these are those Michelins. They get like these really good Pirelli P Scorpion tires and Michelin Pilot Sports and all this. Meanwhile, a regular consumer doesn't get all that. So the thing about it is, the test reviewers get the absolute best options, wherein the regular consumer does not. So as you can see, the reason why this one's more expensive is this one actually has the what is it called, the heated and cooled seats. So the blank that I was looking at, this is cooled seat, heated seat, steering wheel, cooled seat, heated seat. So for paying that little bit of extra, you get the full climate pack. Not bad. Just so we understand what it is that the 2017 MKZ improves upon, I felt it necessary to take a look back at the older model. So as you can see, you got the exact same cup holders and 12-volt socket. And this was the reason why they had to change everything so quickly. It's because they relied solely on a touchscreen system, and ultimately that touchscreen system was so confusing and unresponsive for most users that they complained and complained and complained until Lincoln, you know, got smart, and they altered it by adding in those touch and physical turn dials for the seek, volume, and the HVAC. Because the thing about it is, Cadillac had the exact same problem. You know, touching analog controls is not a good way to go, and a lot of people weren't very happy with that, so they felt that they had to change it. And you know, they did get smart and they did change it. But as you can see, and this is a brown interior, as you can see, there's not really much real change. I mean, you know, Lincoln does put together some very nice interiors. They have some very nice interior cuts, but really their strength is they have some very good ride quality. Like, they use the, you know, the McPherson upgraded suspension and strut system and everything. But ultimately, the lack of enthusiasm for their engines is what kills them. I mean, a 2.0 liter turbo in a $55,000 car, I mean, really, it's that right there is disappointing. Basically, when you're paying $55,000 plus for something, you want to be able to say, yeah, my car can do blank. It can do something that other cars can't do. There's really nothing in here in any of these MKZs that really screams at you. That's why they had to talk about that moonroof so much, and that moonroof was ultimately so impractical because of how much vision it blocked, that you know, it really ultimately didn't matter. Now this one is used, and this one is $22,996. So they're basically trying to give these things away, and especially after there's a major revision, you know, a lot of cars find themselves in you know, unwanted car hell, because the problem is cars depreciate. The better option, the MKS for example, gets cheaper and more affordable for somebody who normally would have gone for it, but they just didn't have the money at the time. So basically, this car right here, they're trying to move this one. It says they do offer warranties. This one's a certified pre-owned, but you know, it's old, so I'm only using it as an example. But that's just what you're looking at. And I have to say, the upgraded grills did look nice. I kind of like the older MKZ's rear end more. But the new grill structure is a lot nicer. You know, Lincolns haven't reached the quality of Jaguars yet. Too much plastic inside. But still not bad. This one's a 3.7 liter all-wheel drive. See, the thing about it is, it's nice to actually have a natural aspirated engine. But Ford, as far as they're concerned, why would we give you a naturally a naturally aspirated engine when we can just give you one of our EcoBoost engines and have you drive around advertising that, oh yeah, well I don't really need a V8. I have the EcoBoost engine. I can get better gas mileage. Yeah, that's cool. You know, maybe they should ask Dodge how it is that they're still selling 6.2 liter supercharged, and meanwhile this Navigator right here has a goddamn V6 in it with 2 hair dryers.
I didn't like that.
It's the old one was terrible.
So much,
The old one was terrible because, but I like the fact that now you got the real controls. So I guess that turns up the fan. Okay. Oh yeah, you should definitely like this one. All right. Okay, so I guess that's it. Yeah, I like this. This is a lot easier to use.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to use. Okay. It's pretty good. And this one's the 2.0.
Yes.
Do they even still sell it with the 3.7 or did they stop?
No, they stopped.
They stopped at 3.7, so now it's a 2.0 or 3.0. Okay.
Yeah, so you guys aren't going to rush. You have time for the Continental, right?
Yeah, that Continental, I think that one's probably going to be
deal breaker.
awesome. I'm going to see...
You've seen it, right? You've seen pictures?
I've seen a couple pictures. I saw the Continental in the showroom.
Okay.
Or for the North American International Auto Show. But they wouldn't let you get in it.
Nope, of course not.
Yeah, but they should have let you get in that one. Even you know, Cadillac, they let you get in the CT6.
Uh-huh.
It was kind of messed up because it was there. It looked good, and the interior looked nice, but it was all locked up. They wouldn't let you even touch it. Yeah. I was just a little bit disappointed on that. Yeah, we really came to see that. But that big blue Navigator, did you see that in person? The one with the gull wings, with the gull wing doors.
Yes.
Everybody, that was the one.
I didn't see it in person.
Everybody wanted that.
That was open though? Or no?
Nope, it was on a turntable.
Okay, so
You could not even get into that one, but everybody wanted that car. That thing was beautiful. It was just like so blue. It was just like so like different from everything else. You know? I don't know if they'd make it like that with those doors, but that thing was incredible.
Yeah, that concept was.
Yeah, okay, this feels nice. I think for those interested in a 2017 MKZ, the main reason why you go after the newer model rather than the older model is simply because the new sync system has been redesigned and improved vastly simply by returning the turn knobs. Because when you want to set analog functions like the radio stations and the volume, you really need analog turn knobs rather than digital all or nothing buttons. Digital works for certain features. Unfortunately, if it has to all be a touch screen, people are not going to be very happy about that. Some people are going to be upset. I am very impressed with the redesigned MKZ. Both Lincoln and Cadillac have a really big problem, and it's coming from Hyundai Kia. As you know, I made a video about this Hyundai Genesis that we got on lease for only $350 per month with less than $3,000 down. Now, this car is really large. It has plenty of headroom, plenty of cargo room. It's spacious front and back. I'm comfortable in the front and I'm comfortable in the back of the car. And typically the only car that I'm actually comfortable in as a sedan, a four-door sedan, is the Mercedes-Benz S-Class. And that's saying a lot. The mere fact that Hyundai has been able to get you a car that offers you the majority of the space that the S-Class offers without costing you a ton of money. Lincoln's Continental is on the way, and I'm waiting to see what they've done with it to make it competitive with other cars like the CT6. But for right now, the CT6, the XTS and the Genesis are probably the best road touring cars that you can get on the American market, especially if interior space is necessary and if you're trying to fit a bunch of people in it who are pretty tall. So equipped as this Genesis, you're basically looking at a price point right around where the MKZs were in the video that I just made. The MKS obviously costs a lot more, but in terms of interior space, I was absolutely not comfortable in the MKS or the MKZ at all. I'm really anxious to see what the Continental brings to the table, because one thing I do like about Lincoln is their long-term ride reliability and quality is actually very good. There are things about the Genesis that need to be improved, like steering feel. I'd like to see a bulkier steering wheel. But other than that, the car is virtually perfect as a road touring car. And basically, you've probably noticed that most of the cars I prefer to review are road touring cars. I would personally take the Hyundai Genesis over both the MKZ and the MKS at current, but only by seeing whether or not the Continental is a more competitive car than the CT6 will I finally know what the best touring car currently on the American market actually is for less than $55,000.